What it do, flight crew? FTC. Flight team stand up! We got 10 weirdest NBA arenas of all time by IG Sports. Be sure to run the channel up to 30K subs.
When the Toronto Raptors first joined the NBA in 1995, they needed a place to play. They decided to use the Sky Dome, which is where the Toronto Blue Jays played, and was primarily designed for baseball, and was also used for football as well.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, like, I've heard about multiple arenas. Like, I think the first one I've heard about was the, like, Raiders' old stadium that used to be, like, in Oakland and stuff, and it used to have the Raiders, like, the football team, obviously, it's only Ops Raiders, and then the baseball team that played. And if you would look at it, like, I want to say, like, I don't know when they moved out of that arena, because they moved, I believe, or correct me if I'm wrong, they moved out of that Oakland arena first, to another Oakland arena, and then it was just straight up only a football field, or did they have the same baseball and football? Either or, bro, I don't know why, like, sports franchises do that. You know what I'm saying? And along with just, like, other teams, I believe, like, the Clippers at one point, the hockey team, like, was playing in the same arena and stuff. I don't know why, like, as somebody, especially, like, if I was, like, the owner, like, let's say of, like, the NBA team or whatever, the NFL team, bro, I would not want to have other sports franchises, you know, that's of the same city and stuff, play in the same arena. Like, imagine you playing a whole football game on Sunday, and in less than 24 hours, they basically got to erase the whole field of the court. Or really what they do, they bring out, like, a thing. It's like to slide, and it covers, like, it's like a layer, you know what I'm saying? It goes overwards, bro. I would not want to do it, and I'm going to tell you why, bro. Because it's just like, I'm a big believer of just, like, energy, bro. You know what I'm saying? You have a whole different sport and a whole different energy of different fans and fan bases coming into that same arena, bro. To be honest, you may think I'm crazy. I feel like it kind of would throw off like a team. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, if a team, like, ends up playing bad or they're just not all the way up to their potential, I don't know, man. I just feel like it's just like it's a bad energy.
The stadium opened in 1989, so it was pretty new at the time. Inside, there was a retractable roof, and the capacity for a baseball game was just over 49,000.
Bro, I would say, bro, like, bro, if you got bro, imagine, like, a dude, like, you got, like, a penthouse, like, condo or an apartment, bro, and you got a free view to the baseball game every single day, or a football game that's, like, an open, retractable stadium. Bro, that is a flex. Bro, I know for a fact that rent gotta be at least $12K a month. They just off the basis of you having a view of the stadium, they're gonna use that to their biggest factor. Like, oh well, you know, one of the best amenities that we have is we can see the full view of the stadium. So that means we gotta up the rent by like $3,000 or $4,000. Yeah, and then plus tax onto that, and then all the other stuff along with that.
And the capacity for a baseball game was just over 49,000. For basketball, you don't need nearly as much space. So the way a basketball court looked in
hell nah, bro. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. Whoever made this arena like this is just so ghetto, bro. This is disrespectful, bro. This looks like some Division III lower, like, you know, at the lowest of, like, basketball, you know what I'm saying, like, arenas that you would, like, play in. You know what I'm saying? Like, it looks like some type of arena that would look like it would be somewhere, like, in the middle of, like, you know what I'm saying, Southeast Wyoming or something like that on, like, a D3 team. Like, bro, imagine a whole NBA team in this, like, I wouldn't say maybe, like, the NBA teams back then, maybe in, like, the 80s or 90s. Did they have $1 billion yet until the 2000s started? But either or, they're definitely up at least 30 to hundreds of millions in M's and stuff like that, bro. You're going to sit up here and tell me this is the best you can do? And I understand, for granted, you don't have the same amount of fans coming into the arena and stuff. But, bro, this is actually bad. This is a bad look, bro. Yo, this is actually crazy. An arena was like this back then.
Inside was pretty strange. Overall, it looked very temporary with the seating that was brought in and all the
crazy thing is,
overall,
I may sound crazy, but the old Raptors, like, stadium, like, and not stadium, but, like, the floor at least, and even, like, their jerseys had so much aura. I've always said the Toronto Raptors had the top 5 best jerseys in the NBA. And, like, I like how the court looks. I don't know, it's something with, like, the Raptors logo and stuff like that. It just looks creative and unique. Whoever made that logo was definitely in their bag. I will give them credit for that.
It looked very temporary with the seating that was brought in and all of the open space around. They did have a scoreboard that would hang over the basketball court, but if you sat in the upper deck, it would be much higher than a typical basketball arena. It must have been a very strange view of the game. This was a good plan by the Raptors, though. As a new team in the NBA, they struggled the first few seasons, and playing in such a big stadium that was already built for other teams, they were able to sell a larger amount of tickets for cheap. The tickets to the upper deck would sell for about $5. Raptors ended up playing there for 4 seasons from 1995 to 1998. In 99, they got their own stadium just for them and have been there ever since.
Nice.
Pyramid Arena was the home of the Memphis Grizzlies from 2001 to 2004.
Really? Why'd they get rid of this? I'm not gonna lie, this kind of looks fly. You know what I'm saying? Looks like, you know what I'm saying, the Egyptian pyramids. This looks fly, bro. Why'd they get rid of this idea? And they only lasted 3 years?
The arena originally opened in 1991 and was used by the University of Memphis men's basketball. Later on in 1995 to 1996.
Bro, not to be cringe, when I was a kid, whenever I would like see a pyramid that looks like this, I don't know why, bro, I always thought it'd be the funnest thing to like go to the top of this and get like a blanket or just some type of like, you make the top of that surface like, you know, wet with water or whatever, and slide down here like that would be the best water slide ever, but obviously not the safest.
It was used for arena football as well.
Arena football.
Then, when the Grizzlies moved from Vancouver to Memphis, they played there. Wow. The strangest thing about the stadium is how it looks just like a pyramid from the outside.
Bro, it looks fly as hell. Am I tripping, bro? This looks so fly, bro. I genuinely, like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I know this arena doesn't exist anymore, but, bro, an NBA team, if they were to bring back one NBA team, which I really think they need to bring back the Seattle Sonics, bro, they need to steal this idea. This looks fire as hell, bro. Like, they can, bro, and, yo, any of the Sonics, if y'all decide to come back, I want 10% of this idea, by the way. Yeah. They should make this just like this and then have, like, a supersonic at the top of the pyramid, like, in a rotational, you know what I'm saying, type of thing. Yeah. Architecture reacts.
Most of it looks like a standard NBA arena, but when you look up, you see the very high ceiling. The Grizzlies only played there until 2004. Then they got a new stadium, and the University of Memphis moved out at the same time. The stadium was vacant for a while, until it was eventually turned into a Bass Pro Shops.
Yeah, that looked kind of nice.
The next stadium is one of the older ones on the list. The Chicago International Amphitheater was first opened in 1934.
There's no way this is an NBA arena, bro. This looks like the DMV, like the driving motor, not the actual DMV, the DC, Maryland, Virginia. Shout out, y'all. But nah, bro, why does this look like the DMV NBA arena, bro? This is funny as
The main purpose when the stadium opened was to hold livestock expositions. For basketball, the first team to call it home was the Chicago American Gears of the National Basketball League.
Bro, on everything, if I played during this era in the NBA, I'm dropping 35 a game, bro. I know you guys seen the highlights when the footage was black and white for most of the NBA players back then. I'm averaging 35 and 10 a game,
They played there from 1944 to 1948. In 1961, the NBA team, the Chicago Packers, played there, but only until
Chicago Packers? Bro, what? Bro, the Chicago Packers? And that was called the Green Bay Packers, a football team. That's really weird,
1962.
bro.
And the Chicago Bulls played there from 1966 to 1967. A number of other sports teams played there as well, and the most recent was the Loyola men's basketball team from 1987 to 1989. Here are some pictures of the stadium. The fact that it was not originally made for basketball and how old it is made it one of the more strange stadiums to be used. After basketball, there would occasionally be concerts there. The amphitheater ended up closing in 1999 and was demolished. The Alamo Dome is a stadium in San Antonio, Texas, and is currently used by the University of Texas San Antonio football team. It's an indoor stadium and opened in 1993. The outside of the stadium itself is unique, and inside, it's been used for the NBA, NFL, and the MLB at some point. The Texas Rangers played a few exhibition games there. For the NBA, the San Antonio Spurs played there from 1993 until 2002. The stadium is much bigger than most NBA arenas, so they would drop curtains down over some of the seating for most games. The Alamo Dome was built to be able to transform from basketball to other sports, but it was still odd to be playing basketball in such a large space. Most times an NBA team played in a stadium built for other sports. It was a temporary thing, but the Spurs played there for a whole 10 seasons. Eventually, they got their own arena in 2003, and the Alamo Dome has stayed around and had other sports ever since.
Looks pretty normal to me.
The Boston Celtics played basketball at the Boston Garden from 1946 all the way until 1995.
Bro, I would hate playing in this arena, bro. This looks so confusing. Like, which one is the arena? Is it this building right here or right here, bro?
Celtics played basketball at the Boston Garden.
In Boston, nothing beats Bud.
From 1946 all the way until 1995. The arena was built in 1928, and the Boston Bruins hockey team played there from 28 to 95. Inside the stadium was very interesting looking. The floors were different than most NBA arenas.
I was tripping for a second. Why did I think Buddy right here that has the ball, why did I think he was shooting like backwards? You know how somebody has did a trick shot before and they're like facing the opposite way to the rim and they're trying to play horse and they shoot a backwards shot? I swear it looks just like he's probably catching the ball in the post or something.
Floors. Another strange thing about the stadium is that it did not have any air conditioning inside.
Hell nah! Hell nah! Hell nah, bro. Imagine you being a pro athlete, bro. You got no AC. Nah, bro. I'm gonna need like an extra $50 million on my contract just off the rip because of that. Bro, I played in like basketball practices and stuff and just like basketball camps back in the day where certain gyms, like the AC was just broken temporarily, bro. Yo, I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. It does make for a good sweat. Like, bro, you can play like a game up to like 11, bro, and you're fully drenched, which is a good workout. But, bro, you is suffering with no AC on, bro. And mind you, they even still had like the little fans and stuff, the electronical fans on the side, like 2 or 3 of them or whatever. But, bro, a professional athlete with all those people in the arena, no AC, I know it was smelling funky in there, bro. I know it was smelling funky in there, bro. And then, bro, oh my goodness, imagine like the combination of the odor from the crowd and then it just kind of just goes on its way to the court. I know that had to be the stinkiest building in history for a fact. Anybody that was like, you know what I'm saying, like part of like anything cleaning up around that arena, if you're around and you happen to be the FTC, bro, comment down below right now. How did it smell in that arena back in the day, bro? That is actually down. That's crazy.
During
bad.
some hockey games, this would cause fog in the arena because of the ice melting. It would also make some of the basketball games get extremely hot, and they would have to provide oxygen to the players. The way the seating was set up was also very interesting, and the stadium was used for concerts and other events over the years as well. Overall, there were many popular sporting events there, and the arena was very historic.
Wow.
The Detroit Pistons played home games at the Pontiac Silverdome from 1978 to 1988. The Silverdome was mainly used for the Detroit Lions of the NFL. It was a domed stadium with artificial turf, and when the Pistons played there, they had to make some...
Unpopular opinion, they need to get rid of turf, bro, in football, bro. Turf causes so much injuries. Like, guys, in NFL, y'all got billions of dollars each team, bro. Please only use real grass from now. Bro, I bet you, bro, it's going to get to a certain time period. Give it about like 5 years, bro. It's going to be like one of the faces of the like NFL that get like a significant career-ending injury, knock on wood, because you don't want that to happen on the turf, and then they're going to change that whole thing, bro. Like, start while you can right now so you can prevent that, bro. Like, bro, my IRL football, my first football IRL on YouTube that had dropped like, I think it was a year ago. Bro, I almost got my first ever football injury, and it was on the turf, bro. Literally, like, people, I don't even be talking about that as much. I literally felt, like, this is how I know I got superpowers, bro. I literally felt my knee about to tear apart when I fell, but then it just, like, because I drank a lot of milk and stuff growing up, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? Milk builds strong bones, and it just, like, bro, that superpower, it just, like, stayed together, and it was good. But the scary part about it, bro, it was my left knee that happened to. Bro, my knee, no BS, was hurting for like 3 months straight. Like, I was able to run efficiently still and do my cuts or whatever I wanted to do, basketball, football, whatever. But, bro, it still hurt for that long. You know what I'm saying? And so I can only imagine people that have like real significant knee injuries, bro. Like, that's got to be the worst fucking thing, like, you know what I'm saying, to ever go through. Like, hopefully nobody has to ever go through that. Bro, oh, okay, it's only 720. I'm like, bro, we was playing this whole video at 480p the whole time.
Unfortunately, it looked rather temporary and odd when they did this.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. Now, I was saying in the beginning of the video, I don't like how, like, the stadium and stuff like that has, like, different teams playing because of, like, certain energies and stuff. But you can't even lie. This shit kind of looks a little bit dope. This kind of looks a little bit dope. And I feel like eventually an NFL or NBA team is gonna steal this idea. And let me tell you why this is dope. Let's say, all right, if you get, like, a seat up here, And you know the NFL and NBA season, it always like intersects and stuff like that, right? Bro, imagine you are up there on the seating level right here, right? You can watch the football game and the basketball game at the same damn time. I ain't gonna lie, this design kind of is a little fly. I ain't gonna lie, this does look a little fly. Or there's an earlier football game, earlier basketball game, vice versa. You could just leave and just go right to the football game. Hey, say what you want. This kind of looks a little fly right here. This kind of looks fly.
If you were sitting in some parts of the stands, it might seem fairly normal, but it didn't take long to realize that it was weird. The stadium opened in 1975 and wasn't used much by sports after 2001 when the Lions moved out. Another strange arena that the Detroit Pistons played at was Cobo Center. They played there before the Silverdome from 1961 to 1978. From the outside, the stadium has a unique round shape. On the inside, the seating is shaped in sort of a U. There seems to be less seats than usual in the upper deck areas of the stadium as well. The setup looks like it would be great for concerts or other performances,
right.
But for basketball, it's just a little strange for one end to have a wall or a little bit of open space instead of seating. The facility is still open and is used for different purposes today, but it hasn't been home to the Pistons since 1978.
Wow.
The Indiana State Fairgrounds Coliseum was the home of the Indiana Pacers from 1967 to 1974.
That arena has no
The arena
world.
first opened in 1936 and was popular for hockey. When the Pacers used it for basketball, this is what it looked like. Some things that made this arena interesting are the windows behind the seating areas. Occasionally, there was a large open space around the basketball court as well. The capacity was
Hey, this is how it should be though. Am I wrong? Like, no bullshit. This is how every NBA arena should be in terms of just like the space, bro. Because when players be falling into like the cameraman bros and the calls to injury, this is gonna be another thing where eventually the NBA, this is gonna be one of the faces of somebody that's in the NBA and then knock on wood, they fall into the camera and then one of the lens gets into the wrong part of their body and they get like a really bad significant career-ending injury. Bro, this is exactly how every NBA stadium damn near needs to look like. And then you have like maybe like a fence where my mouse is right here, maybe like right here. And the camera crew can be just right here. So it leaves so much room for athletes to like fall correctly and just be able to like kind of slide without, you know what I'm saying, having to brace themselves, bro. I actually don't even mind this amount of space. I like that, bro. Like it feels like you're more free, you know what I'm saying, to be more loose.
There was a large open space around the basketball court as well. The capacity was also just 6,800 for basketball games.
Really?
Even though the Indiana Pacers...
Crazy enough is that's actually a lot, but compared to the NBA arenas now, it's like at what, 27,000 and shit like that?
It's moved out in 1975. The stadium is still around and used today. It was renovated and is mainly used for college basketball and roller derby. The Seattle Supersonics were an NBA team from 1967 to 2008.
Why did
Then
they
they
take
moved
them
to
away?
Oklahoma City and became the Thunder. When they were in Seattle from 1994 to 1995, they played at the Tacoma Dome. The Tacoma Dome is a domed stadium that opened in 1983
Look at the
and has been home to
view.
multiple sports teams over the years. When you look at the stadium from the outside or the inside, you can see that it's very interesting. It's actually built of wood, and when it opened, it was the largest wooden dome in the world. It later got passed, though, by the Superior Dome in Michigan, which is larger. Today, the Tacoma Dome is still open and mainly used for different types of events and not sports as much.
Wow.
The Atlanta Hawks have had a lot of changes over the years.
Really?
They were first called the Buffalo Bisons in 1946.
The Buffalo Bisons. How does that even make any sense? How does that even make any sense if Buffalo was in New York, right? How is that in anything representing your ATL, bro? What drugs was somebody on doing that? I ain't gonna lie, I do actually like that name though, but just like in terms, just like it doesn't make sense for like the state that they're in. You see, what the NBA needs, they need to add multiple other teams and then like bring some of these names back. What do the jerseys look like? Because it's not in color.
Became the Tri-City Blackhawks until 1951.
Tri-City Blackhawks.
From 51 to 55, they moved to Milwaukee and were the Milwaukee Hawks.
Wait, why isn't like the Buffalo Bisons Hawks jersey in like 2K? 2K, step it up, niggas.
Then they were the St. Louis Hawks from 1955 to 1968, and then finally moved to Atlanta in 68 and have been there ever since. During their time in St. Louis, from 55 to 68, they played at Kiel Auditorium. The arena opened in 1934 as a theater. From the outside, it looks more like a museum than a basketball arena. Inside, similar to Cobo Center, you can tell that it was made for stage performances. The lighting is also very interesting and looks sort of fancy. The capacity was 9,300, and the Hawks played there until 1968 when they moved to Atlanta.
Wow. Hey, man.
That's all for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Shout out to IG Sports, man. Very, very interesting and educational video up in this bit. Out of all of them, what guys do you think is the most weirdest NBA arena of all time?